over, and their respective positions on the ladders would have indicated just that. And Woodville played very, very well. They got the ball out of the centre, and Doug Coope played some terrific football. He put them into attack on many occasions. But as the game progressed, players got a little bit frustrated. There were a couple of ugly incidents down there today with a lot of players being involved in brawling. It's something, of course, we don't like to see in Australian football, but it happened, and I think it happens as a result of a rule which says a player may attack another player fairly, it says in the rules, when the ball is within 5 metres. But of course today we saw John Platten, as usual, after more balls than most other players, and it was he that was the centre of a lot of attacking as the players came at him, hip and shoulder fairly, yes, ball within 5 metres, but at times he was hit hard, and a lot of his teammates said, oh, this is not fair, and so we got this brawling. Of course, if it happens to Billy the Goose, who's playing, it only happens to him once a game, and as a spectator, you tend to dismiss it. But we couldn't dismiss it today because John Platten was the centre. He played another wonderful game. The players got very frustrated, and there were these couple of ugly incidents which did spoil the game somewhat. But nevertheless, Kevin Neal, he wasn't too happy, and we'll have a little bit of a look of what he did a little bit later on in the program.
At the Alberton Oval today for the traditional clash between Port Adelaide and Sturt. For Port Adelaide, well, after watching Glenelg win last night, they were keen to win today to stay on top of the premiership table, of course, with only a minor percentage separating those two top sides. Both teams went into the game unchanged, and conditions at the Alberton Oval were quite good. There were some muddy patches in the centre of the ground and a couple of pools of water in the goal square, but once you got away from the centre square, conditions very good for football. We're going to pick up the action now, the start of the first quarter.
The big game about to get underway at the Alberton Oval. The Magpies searching for top spot. The Blues won the toss, and they're kicking to the southern end. Conditions, well, a little bit slippery, a little bit muddy, a little bit wet. Rain coming down at the moment, but it's not too heavy. The tap away sees Derrington dive on top of the ball. Players everywhere at the moment. The umpire will give it another bounce. In fact, he'll throw it up. No, he won't. He'll bounce it. Frank Spule was in there, and it's Johnson who's claiming the free kick. It will go to Johnson, who'll play it on. Stephen Clifford puts in a high one to centre half forward. Oh, great mark by Dwayne Russell. Gee, stood his ground, played it on out. Bradley put it up towards Tim Evans. Gee, that was a great one grab from Tim Evans. Great kick around the corner, Anderson. Oh, it's hit the post. Actually, it never looked like it was going to score a goal. It was always on line for that post, Ian.
Yes, Peter, we had the perfect angle on it. Russell Hutton won the toss for Sturt, playing his 150th game, and he's elected to kick to the south. Port going towards the Port Adelaide end. The umbrellas are up, not good conditions. The turf very heavy, but pretty solid looking as well. Kick in by Reid, getting underneath the ball was Johnson. Craig got it over to Motley. Sturt go forward, a long kick. Wilmot up there with him is Harris. Wilmot appeared to be grabbed. Getting in there is Fry. The ball head goes back, however, to Painter. A long handball out. Sturt with a little bit of method going through the half-forward line. Hollis couldn't get it clear, and the ball is out of play in the full forward left pocket. Rain starting to pour down now. Kennedy and Spiel. Eddie Fry hooks the ball across here, looking for Painter. Couldn't quite get there. Leonard gets it over now. Here's a chance for Hutton to set up the movement. He finds on the half-forward line. Painter dummies once, straightens up for goal. Ought to be a goal. The ball coming back with a breeze. I think he's got it. Sturt off to a fine start. First goal of the game, 1 goal. Port Adelaide 1 point. A point looking for percentage, trying to keep that pole position away from the bays as the Port Adelaide come out through Kinnear. Up towards centre wing spot. Craig Ebert can't find it. Bradley quickened the action, hooks around the corner. Not well directed, however. Sturt go in from Hutton towards the half-forward line. Well trapped by Martin Leslie. Elects to run it rather than handball, rather than kick it. Anderson now on the left leg, drives in long. Out comes Evans. Reid there with him. Got Evans underneath the ball. Did it well and took the defensive mark.
Played it well. Tim Pake kicked clear. It's out on the full, not a good kick away, and the free kick to be taken by Anderson. Yes, Reid did that well because Evans has got superior body strength, but his judgment was better. Anderson's kick is holding up into the breeze. Up goes Dwayne Russell. Gee, went right out of the pack. It's against Peter Motley. Going to be a gigantic tussle between these two players, two top players. Dwayne Russell normally kicks a long way It's no exception. That gives Evans the chance, but there are a couple of players back there, and Big McKechnie takes the mark. Thought he might have come grandstand side, but he didn't. He went the other way. Plenty of body work out there. Neil Craig. Bradley goes in for the tackle. Well done, Neil Craig. Hooks around the corner. Painter. The ball went a bit too far for him. Martin Leslie goes through. All the kicks a wobbly old one. Stephen Knight using the body, but it's Pake in front who smashes away. That's a good defensive move.
Almost 5 minutes gone first quarter. It's going to be a tough battle. The Port Sturt clashes usually are. In front was Johnson trying to get through Tim Ginniver, playing one of his few games, only a youngster. Pake comes across goal. Motley gives chase. Dwayne Russell won't get there. Motley off the half-back flank. Drives Sturt towards centre wing. Looking forward is Radbone running with the flight of the ball. Gee, he did that one well. Could be a great speedsters battle out there. Radbone and Anderson. Leonard, half forward line, the Blues into attack again. Wilmot gets underneath of the ball, thumped away by Big Ben Harris, and the ball goes out of play on the right forward pocket. A goal to Sturt, a point to Port Adelaide.
Sturt's resurgence in the past couple of weeks has seen their half-back line play particularly well, and of course Peter Motley's been involved in that. They haven't got McPhee this week, they haven't got Zubranek. They've been two good players for them in recent times.
Or Davies.
Davies as well. Yes. Wilmot's in the full forward spot. It comes out towards Painter. He's in a bit of trouble now. Slick handball. Derrington held on too long, but Painter got it and drilled it straight through, but the umpire has blown the whistle.
Peter, he's not playing it to advantage. I think Sturt could be a little unlucky there.
I'm amazed, Ian.
When the legging was on, the handball had already gone out, and they threaded it through for a goal, but umpire Hilton is asking Jim Derrington to have another shot.
Yes, I'm amazed, Ian. I would have thought, like you, that it would have been played to advantage, but let's see if Jim Derrington can do the same. It's a very nice kick. That's dead centre. So the conditions are not worrying the Blues goal kicking. 2 goals, the Blues. Port Adelaide are a point.
A good start by the Blues. Conditions awful, you might say. The breeze is going across the ground. It was very difficult to pick during the reserves game just which end it was favouring. But I think you'll find most of the play will be on the outer side. Fine kick by Derrington. 2 goals Sturt. Port Adelaide a point.
It's a steady drizzle here at Alberton Oval. McKechnie and Johnston line ball. Player in there trying to crash through the pack. It didn't work. He had the ball before the tackle, Heinrich, and the umpires are paying those as holding the ball if you get caught. Craig Ebert. Dwayne Russell, up he goes. Chest mark, used his body well, got rid of Motley, and then took it rather easily on the chest. This is perhaps the Magpies' best chance for a major so far in this game. Big Dwayne Russell. His second kick, one of the most powerful men in football. Taking plenty of time. Goals have been pretty hard to kick in the reserves match. The wind swirling around. That one's a goal low. Great effort by Dwayne Russell. Port Adelaide 1-1, the Blues 2 goals.
What a tremendous clash. This is going to be possibly 2 of the finest young players in South Australian football, Peter Motley and Dwayne Russell. Motley with all the finesse in the world, Dwayne Russell with the strength, as Peter told you, and it's going to be a tremendous battle. On that occasion, a good solid chest mark, and from 45 metres out he put it through, and you can say that he is a fairly solid supporter.
Pretty wise one too. Russell Ebert's going up to centre half forward. Dwayne Russell to the pocket. I noticed that Motley stayed with Ebert. We're approaching 10 minutes of the first quarter now. Belton kicked it wide. Now Pake showing a clean pair of heels tonight. Pake changes direction and looks for Frank Spiel. In front, a good effort to mark. He'll point it out to Radbone. Radbone gets the kick away. The chance for Eddie Fry. Leslie in front. Fry! Oh, play on, calls the umpire. He said it was touched. Fry will get it now, though. Together with 15 metres because Craig Bradley played it on. Yes, the umpire said play on, and then Fry got a push in the back, so he's got it back. And he's a little bit closer to goal. Russell Hutton gives him a chance, but Fry goes very long. The chance back there as Hollis nearly takes the mark. He read it pretty well. That's Derrington. Breaks the pack, kicks over the shoulder. He's got it. Well, Sturt have got a good start. 3 goals now. The Magpies 1-1.
Well, the Blues lost 11 of their 12 games going back 2 weeks ago. They've won their last 2, and they've certainly started this one as though that they've found their form at last after keeping their supporters waiting for a long time. But Derrington there came out of the pack and hooked around the corner for his second goal, and Jim Derrington's going to like these conditions. Sturt 3 without a miss, Port Adelaide 1-1.
Certainly a top start. The drizzles are a little bit slighter now as we see Bradley come away from the centre. Dwayne Russell again, one hand up, couldn't mark it. Reid left the ball behind. Tim Jenner, the left foot, goal! Oh, great snap. Dwayne Russell's pretty happy about it. And, what a great goal from the little rover. Port Adelaide 2-1, Sturt 3 goals.
3 goals.
Reid to kick off with a danger ball, and Craig got rid of his opposition in Kinnear. It's really obvious, that one, although Craig thought it was more to the side than the back. Kinnear will go in long. Evans has been thwarted so far this quarter. Difficult day for full forwards as Whittlesea kicks away. He wobbles it right through the centre of the ground. Big Frank Spiel picks it up very well. He missed Motley with a handball, though. He has to back it up. Drew went in very hard. Russell Johnson is on his shoulder. He's in big, big trouble. Russell Johnson's running straight off. He's in enormous trouble. Oh, the punch away from Pake. Craig. Shocking news for the Magpies. Russell Johnson in a lot of pain. Across the outer side of the field, we've got Kinnear holding the ball this season against that player, and Jeffrey Leonard with the free kick.
Oh, Russell Johnson in pain, Peter. No question, he's dislocated his shoulder, and that's a blow for Port Adelaide. Johnson straight down into the dressing room. Alan Gill comes in to the game, and you're going to find that Port Adelaide are going to have to recast. That means Kennedy into ruck, I would think. Whittlesea measures his length quickly, and now Ebert back to Belton. Bradley half-forward line. Ebert couldn't get the kick away. The game getting pretty hectic at the moment. Hutton likewise couldn't get a kick away, and the umpire in for the bounce. Now, what will Port Adelaide do? They've got the runner out on the ground. Kennedy to centre-half back. No, sorry, it will be Martin Leslie to centre-half back. Kennedy into ruck as Bomber Clifford puts it in towards goal. Whittlesea back in defence. Clears. Oh, beautiful smothered knife. Right against the line is Pake, and the ball is out of play.
Yeah, that situation with Russell Johnson there was one of those unfortunate ones. 2 great ball players, Frank Spiel and Russell Johnson, both attacking the ball, and Russell Johnson came off second best. It certainly looked like a dislocation. It was, his shoulder was disfigured, you could see it, and he came off. We're into time on now in the first quarter. The Blues have played it pretty well. They're 3 goals, but Port Adelaide not far behind with 2-3. Stephen Clifford, left foot kick. That's his 9th. He's played well. Evans didn't take the mark. Back to Russell Ebert. He's got possession now. Goes very short. Dwayne Russell. No doubt about Russell Ebert. Very useful around those forward lines, and never wastes a kick or a handball. Dexter Kennedy has come into the ruck. This is Dwayne Russell's 3rd kick, and he can kick a goal from here. No problems with the distance. Accuracy the only problem, if at all. Taking time. Sets it up. That's a beautiful kick coming back. Just in. Dwayne Russell's 2nd goal, and the Magpies hit the front. They're 3-3 now to the Blues' 3 goals.
Yes, well, a lot of the gloss of that goal has been taken off it by the demise of Johnston. He's gone straight off. Kennedy has gone into ruck. Martin Leslie has gone to centre-half back, and Alan Gill has come into the game on the half-back flank. But as I mentioned before, what a tremendous tussle there at centre-half forward, centre-half back, although Dwayne Russell continues to go into that forward pocket with Ebert at centre-half forward.
Dexter Kennedy in ruck now, and Ginniver got the ball away. Ebert's under it. Really took the mark, got it out well to Craig Ebert, but Andrew Winter helped out, and Motley chipped in and got the kick away. Out very wide, we see Kinnear and Craig. Kinnear's well in front of his opponent. Tapped it well forward to Belton. Belton will go in long, searching for Evans. Evans had a chance to take it, but missed it. Pake ran away with the ball. Kicked out long to grandstand side. He missed Radbone with it, though. Oh, Gill and Radbone connected. close to the line. It's over. The umpire will now throw it in.
Good heavy body work here at Alberton Oval. What else would you expect in a clash between Port and Sturt? In the last 2 decades, definitely been traditional rivals. Clifford, Leonard over the top, Kennedy, Bradley looking for the free. Russell Ebert, 45 metres out, goes in with a long one. Evans, great mark. He and Reid, body for body, came in low, just edged Reid out in time to take the mark at the second grab. Big Tim Evans, only 10 metres out. The angle is evident 3 minutes into time on. Towards the Port Adelaide end, he threads it through. His first, Port Adelaide 4-3, the Blues 3 goals.
It's really great movement. Bradley was never in a position to receive that handball, but gee, recovered well. Back to Russell Ebert, and the movement forward saw Evans with superior body strength just get the better of that tussle with Reid on that occasion. And it was a good effort with a slippery ball. He marked it away from his body. And as you would expect, Tim Evans, one of the all-time great 4 forwards, converted. Port Adelaide are 4-3. They've recovered after the initial onslaught from Sturt. Sturt are 3 goals, and let's hope that the Russell Johnson news is not all bad.
McKechnie against Kennedy. Once again, it was Bradley to the half-forward line. Pate read it well. It was Evans' 112th goal for the season. Another fine year. Good pass, Motley. Close to the line. You go in short once more, and that's well taken by Andrew Winter. Winter at centre wing for the Blues. Kicks to the half-forward line. Spill, the player that did all the damage to Russell Johnson. Painter around the corner. Well read by Eddie Fry, and he's got it about 45, 50 metres out. One of Eddie Fry's booming kicks will make the distance. Kick number 4. He'll have to take the right goal post. He screws it beautifully, but the ball never varied at all, and it's gone through for the minor score. 3-1 Sturt, 4-3 Port Adelaide.
Well, the football obviously not heavy. No doubt that it's wet, but players getting plenty of distance with it. Ben Harris kicks off to the outer side of the ground. Kinnear couldn't mark it. McKechnie behind the pack. Possession, and the siren goes to end a fierce and entertaining first quarter here at Alberton, with the Magpies 4-3 leading the Blues 3-1.
In towards McKechnie, 1-2 grab. Hooked by Geneva, in towards goal, and the umpire said, what's this one? A goal! Fine goal by Geneva, that's his second goal, and Port Adelaide kick away 5-4 to 3-2.
Well, it was a top goal by Geneva. There was certainly a lot of possessions prior to the clean break by the young rover. But when he got it out onto that left side with his 4th kick, he hooked around beautifully. Only just made it, by the way, but it counted. A top goal. The Magpies 5-4, Sturt 3-2.
Kennedy against McKechnie, 9 minutes gone. Line ball, that one. At the second try, McKechnie got it over to Spiel. Getting back is Clifford. He didn't have the footy. Played that one very carefully. He realised that he was about to be tackled. Only made a half-hearted effort to pick up the ball, and won the free kick. Kick number 13. Gee, that's well played as he drives it out to the outer side. That's not a good effort. And Radbone takes the mark, and also a solid bump. Elects to play on the left foot. His natural leg in towards the half-forward line. Fry comes out with a footy. Curtis back in defence. Works hard for the ball, drives it back towards Painter. Good mark. Painter might be too far out. Smith gives him a lead into the pocket. Hollis looking not moving all that well as Painter kicks in long. Kennedy and Derrington, and off the shoulder or off the arms of Derrington, it went through for the minor score.
Johnny Painter's got the ability to kick the ball further than most. Stephen Curtis is coming right out. There must have been a free kick given there. Stephen Curtis is going to take it. He puts it out wide to Anderson, and that was well disposed. Anderson's got no one to give it to. He's going to get a 15-metre penalty. That might help him. Craig Ebert leads. That's the 7th kick to Anderson. Motley in front of Dwayne Russell on that occasion, and it's Motley's free kick, but it's penalised the side because Peter Heinrich had the ball to advantage. Back it went to Peter Motley. He'll go for distance. Spiel and Kennedy. Spiel in front, 2 grabs, no mark. Through goes Derrington, shoots it out to Smith. He in turn gave it to Painter. He wobbles one towards Fry. Oh, big chance. Fry couldn't mark the ball. It comes out towards Hollis, but it's Clifford who dived on top of it. Out it comes now. Curtis busts the pack. Williams gave it to Leslie. Leslie goes to the centre of the ground, and that finds Craig Ebert.
Craig Ebert plays on now, kicks long to the half-forward line, coming to meet it is Winter, and he's done it well on the half-back line. Playing pretty cool footy as he runs it over there to Whittlesea. He kicks towards centre wing. Too far, however, for Pike. Winds his way through the pack, but can't get or keep the ball in play, and it's out of bounds at centre wing. A throw in half-forward left flank. Sturt in attack, but down 13 points. Dexter Kennedy and Spiel. The bodies go in. Out the back was Fry, and the umpire indicates a high tackle. He's showing Eddie Fry. Now, he had the football. And a high tackle on Brenton Owens. Maybe he's explaining why he lost the football. But Brenton Owens, with that awkward kicking action, goes to the half-forward line. Back in defence, McKechnie, good mark. He'll get 15 metres.
Yes, and it was a good mark in, and he's one player that's handling these conditions pretty well. Kicks it up to centre half forward. Spiel in front. Frank Spiel finds it hard to grab him. Off it came from Derrington. Painter. Big leap there from Hollis. Couldn't mark the ball. Port Adelaide player held. He didn't have it. Very good positioning from the umpire then. He skirted around and picked that one up. Brenton Owens goes out wide to Gill. He'll take off. Here's the left boot. Centre of the ground now. Craig Ebert kicks around the corner. Belton in front. Couldn't mark the ball. He tackled McKechnie. Whittlesea. No, Hutton got the handball out. The running player now is Whittlesea. He goes long. Up goes Hutton. Through goes Fry. Fell over. In trouble. They call holding the ball, but the umpire won't have any of that. He'll bounce it. They're at left half-forward flank, about 35 metres away from the Sturt goal.
Fry was a little unlucky there. It was a beautiful take. Gee, smothered off the boot again. Clifford working really hard for the ball in there and won the free kick. Fry kicked that one solidly straight into the stomach of Clifford, who's trying to get his breath back now as Kennedy takes the short pass. He returns the ball towards centre wing. Big leap there, however, by Martin Leslie. Leslie's got it, puts out a handball. Belton, Bradley, watch him go now. Beautifully moved. Geneva through the half-forward line, goes in long. Getting back on it, however, is Whittlesea for Sturt, and he's got the easy chest mark. Pake breaks clear on the outer side, but he's going in longer looking for Leonard. If he gets shepherded, he'll pick up the ball easily. He is almost run down by Ebert. Oh, gee, he did that one well. That was Craig Ebert. Once again, it's Leonard. Heinrich got the kick away towards centre wing. Alan Gill across there for Port Adelaide, but a throw-in will take place on the outer side. 5-4 to 3-3. Port Adelaide by 13 points.
The game's very tight. Scoring at a premium. Kennedy and Spiel. Kennedy tapped it away towards Anderson now. Heinrich it was who tried to pick it up. Now Derrington. Finding it very hard to control that ball. Not Russell Ebert though. Beautiful pass away there to Dwayne Russell. Too far out to score. He'll look for the lead of Evans. He's got a break. Had the chance for the mark but couldn't take it. Fell over. Hooked it back. Oh, Stephen Knight's got it now over the top. Ebert. This is definitely a goal. He won't miss. His first goal. The Magpies 6-4. The Blues 3-3.
Well played, Stephen Knight. Showed his cool, clever ball handling there as he got the ball out in front of him. He could have had a shot for goal himself, but he wanted to make a certainty of it. Set it up for Russell Ebert. He only had one to beat, and the Sturt player had to stand his ground, and Russell Ebert just popped it over his head for a goal. 6-4 Port Adelaide, Sturt 3-3.
The biggest break of the game so far. Kennedy knocks it down. Bradley knocks it further. Dwayne Russell, Peter Motley. Motley got the handball out, but it went to Belton. Belton runs through half forward, puts in a high ball. Tim Evans, Reid. Reid did well to punch away, but the whistle is gone.
Must have been an FAD, Peter.
Had to be in, and the umpire is talking to Radbone. That is the second field umpire, umpire Mackey. Evans with a chance. Kicked one in the first quarter, doesn't normally miss. He just snuck that one through. His second, the Magpies kick away. 7-4 to Sturt, 3-3.
Would be about 35 metres out, maybe not that far. Cross breeze, not an easy kick for goal. Kick number 7. Nice looking drop pump, and it's going across the face of goal. Evans, good mark. Well, now he's going to have to check side. This will kick in short. Once again, it's Belton who's found the space. And Jimmy Darrington there, a little disappointed that he'd forgotten about picking him up. Well, Paul Belton missed from there before. Maybe the angle's a bit more acute. This time he's dragged it the other side, and he's registered his second point in 3 minutes.
Gee, he's amazing, isn't he, Ian? He really works at it, though. It's not something that comes without work. You've really got to work to get into that open space. But I must say, I'm a little bit surprised that the opposition doesn't pick him up more often. Out there goes McKechnie. Off hands, well done. Bradley to Clifford. Clifford uses the left boot, floats one forward. Evans crashes the pack. Off hands, Stephen Knight. The chip around the corner is a goal. His first goal, and it was a good one. The Magpies 8-6, Sturt 3-4.
The Blues have got troubles. Port Adelaide starting to edge away, and that was a classic Stephen Knight goal. Waiting in front of the pack as the fist came from the Sturt defence. Only his first kick, incidentally. That's unusual for Knight, although you will recall the handball that set it up for Russell Ebert before. He's had 2 of those, so he's got 1 goal, been instrumental in another. 8-6 Port Adelaide, 3-4 Sturt.
Well, it's a big break. Bear in mind the Magpies also without Russell Johnston, so they're really motoring at the moment. Wobbly old kick away from Belton, and it's Gill who kicks clear. Stephen Knight coming across. Pate fell over on that occasion, and in the act of falling over, he managed to give Stephen Knight a bit of a push, and he got the free kick. Stephen Knight comes across to Leslie. Gee, that was well picked out. Leslie's going to get run down. The push in the back, and it'll go back to Leslie. Belton's a little bit perplexed about that. That was a drop kick that Belton used then to put it back.
Gee, Spill looks in a bit of trouble too, Peter.
Is it still that shoulder, Ian?
I don't know what he's hanging on to.
May have got one low, I think. Evans won't mark that one. McKechnie was there to punch it away. Russell Ebert tried to handball it clear. Dwayne Russell missed. Missed by a long way. That's out on the full.
Not a good effort there from Dwayne Russell. Full face of goal. Certainly had a blaze. John Painter, the penalty free kick. Yes, Spill momentarily winded. 30 seconds to time on. Heinrich got a high tackle. A little lucky, fell over. Such is the nature of the ground. It's pretty heavy in that pocket. Peter Heinrich from the back pocket. Sturt have only added 3 points in this quarter, and that's not a good kick either. Stephen Clifford having a fine game. Kick number 15-17 coming up. Gee, not even half time as he screws it in towards the lead of Evans. The big fellow got up, but Reid says thank you very much. After play on, Ebert the good tackle. McKechnie got it out. Winter, and a chance for them to clear. On the outer side, it's Whittlesey, or was it Pate? Pate got the kick away. Smith, and the ball back centre field, and the umpire will come in for a ball up.
Yeah, 32-point lead. Coach John Halbert wouldn't be too delighted about that, particularly after the good start. Bradley thought he had a free kick, but it wasn't there. Clifford, a quick kick away. They called play on. The kick was half smothered. In goes Motley. Couldn't get his boot to ball. It's that tight in there. It's very tight. And there's a Port Adelaide player there that's got an ankle problem. Gee, injuries at any time are bad, but at this stage of the year, no good at all. And
Ginniver, is it, Peter?
yes, you're right, Ian. It is Tim Ginniver. And the Magpies have got rover problems. We saw Stephen Williams and Wayne Marnie in the reserves today, and of course they've been given plenty of opportunities this year. The big tap forward, Pake. Oh, dangerous kick around the corner. Belton nearly gobbled it up, but it was Bradley who pushed it back, a floater towards Evans. Didn't really look like he was going to mark that ball. Driving on top of it out there is Stephen Knight, and the umpire will have a bounce.
It's a tough game. Ginnivan still in the hands of trainers, 8-6 to 3-4. Pake smothered off the ball. Looking for it back there was Heinrich. He gave it to Winter. Craig now almost to Mark Kinnear. Waiting for it is Kennedy as well. Sets up the handball. Belton drives in long. The umpire getting underneath it. That's a magic goal, Port Adelaide. The first to Paul Belton, and the Magpies kick clear again, 9-6, leading the Boos 3-4.
Well, Belton is delighted about that. That was his 10th kick, but full marks to Dexter Kennedy. He really set it up when he got possession, put it over the top to Belton. Belton in that space again, and he didn't let his big ruckman down. Ginnivan coming off for the Magpies. Bad news again, and he'll be replaced by Des Drogamullah.
Well, Drogamullah leads the Rover comes centre man, so they've got a man replacing a Rover. Big leap to a half-forward line. Coming back on it as Gill got the kick away. Supported there by Ben Harris as Port Adelaide go out of defence along the outer side. Here's a chance for Bradley. He's having a top quarter now. Tries to beat Hutton, goes out. The umpire said a push in the back. Well, I suppose you could say that Hutton stopped his run. Bradley wants him back off his mark, and now the umpire obliges. Bradley wants to play on, he does so. Gives a chance to Ebert. Ebert fires him into attack again, up towards the full forward area. Motley comes to meet the ball for the Blues. Gets a sort of kick away. Leonard undecided where to go, but he plays it coolly as he kicks out wide now to the lead of Downs, and he takes it well at centre wing. The Blues dragging the chain, still no goal in this quarter, and we're 3 minutes into time on. Downs to the lead of Fry. It's all Port Adelaide back there. Is swooping on it again is Belton, who kicks long to the half-forward line. Anthony Williams gauging his pace at the ball before it sits for him. Kicks in towards the forward pocket. Leading in the race up there is Drogamullah, having his first touch for the afternoon. Gives a chance now to Clifford, but coming to meet it is McKechnie, and he's doing a lot of good work in defence.
He is too, and he's rucking pretty well too, Ian. He's got a few taps away. Put it over to Whittlesea. He kicks to over the centre of the ground, but Martin Leslie comes over. Couldn't get to it. Now Eddie Fry. Played for a free kick, but it wasn't there. Pointed out, missed Downs with it. Through goes Anthony Williams. Did it well. Kick away is towards Stephen Knight. Couldn't quite handle it. Jeffrey Leonard bends down. Doesn't come up with a ball, though. Drogamullah was tackled, but it was Clifford who got it to Anderson. Haven't seen Anderson for a while. Puts it up high. Punching away is Reid. Now Stephen Knight, he's in a lot of trouble. Out it comes. Big chance again. Anderson, he's popped away. He's got one. Anderson's first goal. Port Adelaide 10-6 now. They're really destroying Sturt. They're 3-4.
And after the final siren, a 56-point win to Port Adelaide over Sturt at the Alberton Oval today. 19-12, Port Adelaide, 126 points, defeating Sturt 10-10-70. The goal kickers for Port, Ginnivan, Evans and Knight all got 4, while for Sturt, Wilmot got 5 and Derrington got 2. And the stats from that game this afternoon, in the kick department, Port Adelaide 250 to Sturt 206, marks 75 to 71, handballs, well, 96 apiece there. The frees 31 to 28. The rucks 1 out of centre, 15 to Port and 9 to Sturt, and the scoring shots 31 to 20. After the game, Peter Marker spoke to coach Russell Ebert and Dexter Kennedy.
Russell, I saw Norwood play last week, and I thought it was one of the most skillful teams in poor conditions. But what I saw today was every bit as good, very skillful.
Well, that's the name of the game now. With the pattern of play today, the fitness levels are pretty well the same. The personnel is pretty well the same, and it's the work rate now and the skill level. If you can build on that, well then you might get that step on other clubs.
Russell, you didn't have a poor player today?
No, I thought it was a really good. Hard, because the conditions were hard. It rained a couple of times, and the oval was fairly heavy, but I didn't think we had a passenger today. I thought all really put in and really worked like I want them to work.
Yeah, I got the feeling a few weeks back watching you that you're a little bit worried about your inability to get enough clean balls away from the middle. You seem to have reversed that a bit.
Oh yeah, well you work on every facet, and as you know, you dissect every game, and you dissect a win, you dissect a loss, and the Norwood take it out of the centre particularly well. They did in the mud with Macca and Thomas and Aishi. And so we've got to capitalise on our ruckman getting a hand of the ball, and that's what I thought we did that today.
What's the news on Russell Johnson? Do you know yet?
Well, he won't train in the morning, but he has a few mornings off, Sundays, but I think the shoulder did pop out and it popped back in, and he said it felt real good. But that's Jono all over, yeah. And he'll do everything, and we've just got to hope now, I suppose, but we'll still field 20 next week.
Dexter, you look a bit tired. Back to the rucking.
Yes, the ground was pretty heavy in that middle there. I had looked at the game before the ground before the game, I'm sorry, and the heavy parts were the parts where I was at the place, centre half forward area, centre half back in the middle, and that's where I spent most of the day.
Bit of bad news, of course, when Russell was hurt. You were thrown into the ruck. I thought you did a great job, and of course Martin Leslie, it was pretty easy for him to go to centre half back. Yeah,
Marty's not real happy with me these days. Every time you look at the team, he's either in the back pocket or half back flank, and I'm at centre half back, but there's a big fella. I'm sure Marty's the best centre half back in the club. He's a real creative centre half back, and the more he plays there, I think the better team will be.
You've nearly lost your voice. What's wrong?
Oh man, I'm very tired, very tired.
Great game by Dexter Kennedy at the Alberton Oval today. Ian, just listening to Russell then, he mentioned that Russell Johnson, well, he gave the impression he may be back in a week, 2 weeks. What are your thoughts?
I think that's wishful thinking, Rick. Yes, Russell's shoulder more than popped out, and I know a lot of senior Port Adelaide officials I spoke with after the game very seriously doubted that he would play football again this year. I hope for Russell and Port Adelaide's sake that he's wrong, but it didn't look too good to me. And for Russell to say that Russell Johnson said it was okay, I know what dislocations are like. Immediately after, it's not too bad, but wait till he wakes up in the morning, he's not going to feel well at all. But Dexter Kennedy filled in very well when he went off. Port Adelaide is a flexible, versatile side. They played brilliantly in the mud. And also the thing that was heartening from Port Adelaide's point of view was the fact that David Baker made his return to football after that foot injury, and he played in the reserves and pulled up quite well. So if Russell Johnson can't play, of course they have a ready replacement in David Baker. But Dexter, he looked tired. Dexter, as you get older, these things happen. But the other Port Adelaide players to play well were Clifford, a brilliant game, over 30 kicks, and gee, he's hitting form at the right time. Bradley, another brilliant game centre, an explosive player, and the more I see him, the more I think perhaps he is going to win the medal. I still like Stephen Kernahan, but Clifford, gee, I mean, Bradley's going to have a big chance. Anderson, his second half was brilliant. He kicks the ball so beautifully, and he's such a direct player. Russell Ebert again showed all the skills. Dwayne Russell at centre half forward, strong as a bull. And a special mention to young Tim Ginniver, who kicked 4 goals. And this lad is a player in the future. He's only 17 years of age now, and Port Adelaide look like they've got a good one here. For Sturt, Craig Whittlesey, Winter, Wilmot McKechnie, and Painter were the best of them. But Sturt, Robert, a little disappointing. They've got to play some young players, I think.
Well, they've played a couple. What did you think of Andrew Winter today? He had his first game.
Yes, I like him. I think he would be all right. But, gee, it's a pretty daunting task having to go down to Alberton Oval and face the Maggies down there when you're so young, isn't it?
There's no way like starting against the tough ones first. McKechnie took a couple of nice marks on the replay too.
I like him. He's only young. How old would he be?
I think he's only 18, 19 years of age.
Yeah, no, he's going to be a very good player. He went back in defence a lot today. He's a very powerful mark, and he looks like he's got an old head on young shoulders. Could be a beauty.
Yeah, I think the Blues have reached that stage now where they see the season's completely finished, and I think that little bit of drive that you need for the second half to really finish off a game, it obviously wasn't there. They started off so well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. 3 goals on the board before Port Adelaide got there first, and they were still 3 goals at half-time. But, you know, they've got a blood young players, and I noticed they put 6 under-19s in the reserves today, so they're looking at it.
Port Adelaide certainly had the incentive, and they took advantage of it today, Rick.
Thanks, Robert. You're watching The Big Replay. We'll be back with more football after this short break.